Guys, Peaky Pundit here. I'm joined by Charlie outside St Mary's Stadium. United have dropped 2 more points, 4 games into the season. We've dropped 5 in 6 now. Before I go into too much detail, Charlie, give me your thoughts just on the performance today, mate.
Same as the last few games. Again, it's just drop points against easy teams that we should be picking up. We dropped points against Palace, dropped points against Wolves. All the same sort of shit. Same shit, different day. That's all it is.
Before I go into a player I want to talk about specifically,
go on.
Look, tomorrow's the 1st of September. We've got loads of fixtures coming up with the Europa League fixtures coming out, EFL coming up. How concerned are you at the depth of our squad, knowing that we've got a lot of games to play this month, let alone up to Christmas, just this month alone?
Yeah, I don't think it's about the depth necessarily. I mean, this season, it's a gimme season, isn't it? It's like, I think it's a fun season for Solskjaer. He can play the youth, he can experiment. That's what it's meant to be.
I just want to stop you there, and I don't mean to butt in, but you've just mentioned about Solskjaer there. It's a bit of a fun season. Do you think that the board are going to remain patient, even if we finish? Look, we could finish 10th.
No, I know.
We could. If we do finish 10th, do you think the board are going to stick with him purely because they've brought into his vision and this whole transitional period of getting rid of the deadwood, bringing his own players in over the next 2 or 3 transfer windows? Yeah. Is that what United fans are missing? Have we got to understand that this is just purely, whether we finish 10th or 6th or whatever, is a transitional period?
No, we have to at some point. At some point, you've got to stick with the manager. Whether it's for sort of 5 years, whether it's for sort of...
Liverpool did it for 4, and now they're reaping the benefits.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, you have to at some point, don't you? I don't know. It depends on sort of obviously what the pressure is. Look at the rumours around Pochettino. I mean, the rumours are that he's going to quit after the North London derby tomorrow. So, I mean, if he quits, then obviously that's going to put pressure on Ed Woodward and the Glazers as well, if he's available.
We've got a couple of big games coming up. So we've got to go to West Ham. We've got Leicester to play at home. We've got Arsenal at the end of the month. Say, for argument's sake, we pick up 1 point out of them next 3 games. Do you honestly believe that Solskjaer's job might be on the line with this?
It shouldn't be, because at some point we have to stick with somebody, and who else better than Solskjaer? But I mean, you don't know how these people work. You don't know how Woodward's working. You don't know what the Glazers are thinking as well. So
a lot of Reds I
hope he stays in. He should do.
A lot of Reds in WhatsApp groups I'm with and friends of mine who have. I've had it out with him because I back Ollie's corner and they say, look, he's not good enough. How can you tell me tactically he's good enough X, Y, and Z? Yeah. But I've said, look, I'm not saying he's the best man for the job, but what I'm saying is the club have decided to get rid of Mourinho, buy into Ollie's programme. Yeah. Surely we can't keep chopping and changing it again. Because if we get rid of him, who'd you bring in?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, apart from, unless there's a major change, unless Pochettino suddenly becomes available, which, like I said, is going to apply pressure, you have to stick with Ollie. Of course you do. I mean, you have to buy in for the long term. You have to do, I hate to say it, like what the bloody Scousers have done, exactly, with Klopp. You buy into a belief, you buy into what the manager wants to do, and you stick with it. It's going to be tough. We're going to see shit performances like we have done today, like we did against Palace, like we did against Wolves as well. You have to stick with it. But look, historically, United have never sort of started the league off pretty well. Yep. It's always, even under Ferguson, it's always been a sort of rocky start, and then you ride it out, and then come November, December, that's when you start to peak, and then you end the season off well. Let's hope that Solskjaer's going to follow in with that, and United are going to finish off the season well. We might not be battling for the top 2.
Top 4?
Top 4, let's hope so. But I mean, I don't think we're going to see that until towards the end of the season, and then we'll start to see a bit of a rally towards the end. But you've got to get the young players in. If that's what Solskjaer wants to do, that's what the fans want as well. So let's get the young players in. Let's see how they do over the course of the season rather than let's panic now.
Now, Lindelof took a bit of flack in the previous game against Crystal Palace, thought that he was targeted and at fault for the goal. He didn't win his aerial battles. Again today, it looks like he was maybe at fault for the goal. What are your views on... We thought he might step up and we might see that Victor Lindelof, who we hope to see once we signed him. Now Maguire's come in. But what are your thoughts on that? Obviously, 2 games in 2 now where he might have been potentially at fault for the goals and dropping points for us ultimately.
Exactly. Well, I mean, you can't go judging players exactly game by game, especially if this is just a one-off season for Solskjaer as well. And he's going to experiment. He's going to play the youth as well. You've got to give them time to make mistakes. If this is just a sort of gimme season, like I said before, then fine, fair enough. Give them time to make mistakes, let them learn from it as well. You can't just keep chopping and changing players every time they make a single mistake if it's that sort of season. If you're competing for the league, different story. But we're not at the moment, so we can afford to let them make mistakes. But if they're going to cost us, of course that's frustrating, but we have to push through it. We can't go throwing the towel in every single time Lindelof or Maguire makes a mistake like he did against, Palace the other week.
I support a lot of your views because I've been battling my corner with United fans saying, look, we have to be patient, we have to be prepared to drop points like this. Yeah. So I agree with you. Just before I do wrap it up, I just want to give a big shout out to the partners of the channel here, Duck and Cover. Check out their link in the description of this video for their project range. I need to get your thoughts on who you thought was United's man of the match today.
Oh, I hate doing this, especially at a time like this. I don't know, honestly, I don't know. I don't want to give a man of the match. It's the
Was
same.
there a few people who stood out for you? You thought, you know what, fair enough. They you could see them obviously putting in that effort.
Daniel James for his goal.
Fair enough. No, we'll give it to him because I think he's taken a lot of flack coming into the game as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's a fair enough shout as well.
But I mean, it's the same rant I always do with things like this. You got full-time Devils over there as well doing their Fancams and picking their man of the matches. At some point, you have to draw the line. You have to just say, look, it's a shit match. There's no man. There's no man of the match. And it's not that they're all shit. It's just that nobody's excelled enough to deserve a man of the match. I don't necessarily deserve all these bloody pundits out there saying, oh, he's played an excellent game and all this sort of stuff. You have to redefine how you define excellent and everything like this. It's like you go by game, sure, but. I mean, at some point you have to draw the line and just say what a poor performance is.
Listen, wish you a safe journey home. Thank you for your level-headed opinions as well today, mate. Safe trip back. Nice one. Thanks for checking out the latest Fancam. Don't forget to subscribe on all the socials at Peaky Pundit to keep up to date with all the latest content. Also, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button to get all the alerts and stay up to date with everything that we do at United.